who won the
One
Olympia for
went
the
boom,
first
boom.
time and went straight to the Arnold.
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with 2023 Mr. Olympia champion, Derek Lunsford. So the man is so pumped up for this upcoming Arnold, more than anything else. And I am glad he's putting out a lot of content. Most importantly, all of those YouTube videos and the most recent one, that also gave us a glimpse of how his physique is looking at about 8 weeks out of this upcoming Arnold. Now, I have got to say the fans have very little memory, and most people were just so focused on his quads that they forgot the man has one of the best backs in the world, and how much the man was able to improve on his weak points like his chest and his delts. And after watching a few of these clips, this is gonna freshen up your memory on why his back is one of the greatest backs of all time, especially when the man is truly on. Now, Phil Heath gave him this advice that Derek doesn't need any more back because he is already so damn complete, and top to bottom, he has those guitar-like hamstrings. His proportions are just so damn unreal, and Phil told him that he needs to focus more on the areas that are kind of lacking, especially in comparison to his back. So I'm guessing this Arnold prep that will be dedicated a lot more towards all of those weak areas, and not so much on Derek's back. So Chris Cormier, who is the new coach of Derek, he said that Derek's abs, they are gonna be way better at this upcoming Arnold. Now, I don't know about you guys, but to me, his abs right now, if you look at this update, they are kind of looking crazy here. A full 8-pack. And this also goes to show us that his conditioning is right there, where it needs to be at 8 weeks out. And he is kind of ahead of schedule. And what really makes Derek's arrival at his first ever Arnold so anticipating is the fact that the man was just off at this past Miss Olympia, and he's bound to get better and show up much more improved. And honestly, the fans should be thankful towards Derek that he was brave enough to put his name for this upcoming Arnold and make this a very exciting one. Because without him, the Arnold this year, that just would not have been this much exciting. So do let me know what you guys think. Can Derek beat the reigning Olympia champion, Samson Dauda, at this upcoming Arnold? A very straightforward question was thrown at Terrence Ruffin about Urs Ramon, as Terrence is making his big comeback at this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro. So is he afraid of either Ramondino or Urs Kalashinsky? Now, Urs in particular was the one who shocked the whole bodybuilding world, and not just the people in Classic, because none of us thought that he's gonna be able to beat Ramondino once again. Because the last time that happened, that was back in 2021, and especially after the Arnold last year, where he even got beat by Breon. So is Terrence afraid of either of these guys, who by the way both beat him in the last 2 years, in the last 2 Miss Olympias?
No. Honestly, I would love if they did the Pittsburgh Pro or New York Pro, but career-wise, it doesn't make a lot of sense with them, being already qualified for the Olympia. So I guess I'll just have to wait to see them until then.
Well, the last year that Terrence took totally off, that can make one hell of a difference in his overall physique and also in his chances of winning this upcoming Miss Olympia. So will we see a kind of transformation from Terrence, like the one that we saw from Mike Sommerfeld last year? Well, we are gonna have to wait and see. But the one thing that is certain, Terrence has the most room out of all of these guys to put on more muscle. And the fact that Terrence hasn't been this confident about his abilities and is probably gonna enter this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro with a firm belief that he's not only winning that show, but this upcoming Miss Olympia title as well.
Honestly, I was a little nervous, but more than anything, I'm excited, and I'm excited to do things a little bit differently this time.
Now, Terrence was struggling with his elbow for some part of last year, so kind of unlucky for him that he was unable to compete at the Olympia last year. So the one muscle group that he needs to bring up the most to maybe match Mike or Ramon or even Urs, they are his arms. So we are gonna see how much improvements he has been able to make during this entire 2024 offseason at this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro, because that is the first show that he is gonna do this year, and that is also gonna tell us, can he win this upcoming Miss Olympia? Tonio Burton also posted a 6-month transformation, and it seems like he has packed on some solid size, some solid muscle during this entire much needed off season. And yes, I know he's carrying much more body fat in the recent update, but the man is definitely looking thicker, not to mention much more denser. So I was going through the pictures of the New York Pro, particularly the comparison of the top 4 at that show. Most importantly, Nick versus Martin and Tonio Burton. And I cannot help but notice that Tonio Burton was standing out more, even more than Martin, in terms of the flow and the symmetry. And Martin is also a very aesthetic looking bodybuilder. He has an amazing flow. For instance, the front lat spread of Tonio Burton. That is as impressive as it can be, because the man is just so bubbly and so round everywhere. Now we can totally see why the Blade Dexter Jackson, he predicted that Tonio has all the tools to win the New York Pro that happened last year, even though he knew that Nick Walker was gonna be in that show. And that is because of the fact that Tonio Burton has that unbelievable shape. And even if he's up just 5 pounds, just 5 pounds of solid muscle, especially on the stage, that is gonna look crazy on Tonio Burton and his frame, because that guy just never will be 240 pounds on the stage. And the thing is, he doesn't need to be. Tonio was top 8 at the Olympia in 2023, and he was qualified for the Olympia last year as well, by winning Cali Pro. So I have no doubts that he is gonna be up there once again, and he's one of those guys who can shock a lot of people at the Olympia this year.
So, this year, 2025, I will be taking my talents to the 212 division. It is time for a new challenge.
This announcement from the former 2-time Classic Physique Olympia champion, Breon, that was expected after the Olympia last year. In fact, I'm gonna go as far as saying this. Breon should have switched over to the 212, maybe 3 or even 4 years back, when he first lost to Terrence Ruffin, or when Urs Ramon came onto the scene. And I'm saying that because of the age factor. Because Breon now is 45 years old, but the legend of Classic Physique has just made this announcement on his YouTube video that there won't be any more drastic cuts in order to make the weight. And maybe this year, we are gonna see the biggest, as well as the most muscular version of Breon Ansley to date. And that, of course, is gonna be in the 212. Now the good thing is that he isn't looking for an Olympia invite from the IFBB, as Breon intends to do a show to earn his first ever 212 Olympia qualification.
And so, like I said, I feel like I have a lot left in the tank still as I'm getting older, right? Aging like fine wine. And I can't wait to get to work and now figure out what show I'm going to do. I have another announcement on what show that I'm going to do this year. And I do plan on doing a show before an Olympia, not just trying to get an automatic invite to the Olympia.
And that is also going to be a big story for this upcoming season. So after Chris Bumstead, Breon has the greatest achievements as a Classic Physique competitor. He never missed an Olympia in the last 9 years. And most importantly, the man was just never off in any of the shows that he has done. So Breon is going to take that consistency to the 212 division as well. Now the question right now is that, can he put some volume, some mass on his quads at this stage of his career? Well, maybe he can, but that is going to be very unprecedented. But the good thing is that he doesn't seem to have any injury whatsoever. Now as a fan, I am finally excited that we are going to see something different from Breon. Now looking back in the history books, 2 guys had a very successful transition from Classic to the 212. One was the late George Peterson. That guy was 3rd at the Classic Physique Miss Olympia in 2019. And he also placed top 3 at the Olympia in the 212 1 year later. And the next one is obviously the reigning Olympia champion in the 212, Keon Pearson, who was 4th at his best in Classic Physique Olympia. And right now, he's probably one of the most gifted bodybuilder in the entire pro league right now.
In games.
Yeah.
You're not going to win them all.
Yeah.
It shows he has balls. He's not afraid of no one. And he thinks he can get ready at any time of the year, under any circumstance. And I love that. I think he should do it. You know?
And I think with Samson, he doesn't need like an off season to get bigger.
So 2 different podcasts and 2 different groups of people appreciating the reigning Miss Olympia, Samson Dauda, for living up to his promises.
Who won the Olympia and then went to the Arnold?
Yeah, what I meant to say was who won the Olympia for the first time and went straight to the Arnold.
afterwards?
The first time. Okay, first time. Yeah. Nobody.
Nobody, huh?
Nobody. Yeah.
That
Not
means a lot. That says a lot about
family.
Samson.
Yeah. Yeah.
That says a lot about Samson, man. That Samson ain't scared.
Of course. Why would
He
you
ain't
get somebody
scared.
to look like that?
So Samson Dauda made this commitment that he will return to the Arnold stage way before he won the Olympia last year. And honestly, after winning the Olympia, if he would have just said that he wants to take a break, get some rest, recover, and properly detox, I don't think anyone would have complained. Because we have seen this so many times that the winning Olympia champion, they just wants to focus on defending the Olympia title. And I don't think anyone would have said anything whatsoever. Because the only one man who has done this in roughly last 3 decades or so, that is one of the greatest of all time, Ronnie Coleman, back in 2001. And even he would say that was a mistake, because he almost lost the Olympia title that same year. But props to Samson Dauda, man. He knows that not just $500,000 is on the line, but if the winning Miss Olympia loses to someone like Derek or Andrew at this upcoming Arnold, that will just put a big question mark on his fate as an Olympia champion. And that is why Samson has been working extremely hard. And his motivation at this point, that is sky high. Because in his mind, nothing can break him. And do not be surprised at all if Samson shows up even better for this upcoming Arnold than what we saw at the Olympia last year. Because he has been that one guy who has made the biggest improvements from one show to the next one in the past 3 years without taking a proper off-season. So it was great to see Samson getting much deserved respect from the whole bodybuilding community and all of the bodybuilding legends, because the man has shown a lot of character. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.